Hi everybody, welcome back, and I'm Sarah Harris, and today I wanted to talk to you about fear. I have some ways of dealing with fears that I'd like to discuss with you. They're just ways that have worked for me. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because I feel and sense a lot of the fear that's going on right now. One of the things I highly suggest is that if you're going to listen to the news, block it off to a certain time, and also try not to watch it at the end of the day when we're more susceptible to the negative impact of these things. So, what I'd like to start with is the first and foremost thing, and it might sound a little contradictory, but to actually engage with our fears. So, what I've noticed in our society, and this is an opportunity actually for all of us to do this, is that we don't really engage with our negative emotions as much, I think, as we should. And what happens is when we don't sort of engage with fear, anxiety, or any of the sadness we might feel, my sense is we end up storing it in our bodies, and that's not helpful. So one of the ways that I would encourage you is, and unless you have, some issues with your mental health, then obviously go see your doctor or physician. But if you can, just to actually sit with the energy that you're feeling in your body when you are experiencing anxiety or fear. So when I experience it, it's pretty intense, and most of the time I like to numb it out. So how I do that is largely through exercise and food. So you might use alcohol, you might use food, you might use work. We tend to kind of numb these feelings out. So when we step into it, we can actually feel the energy and help it pass through us. So what I would suggest is one of the ways we could do that is just to step into it and feel it in our own private lives. Or actually use another technique, and that's actually connection. Connecting to the people that we love about the fear we're feeling in an open and honest space is really, really helpful because it does two things. It allows you to move through the fear, but it also allows you to connect to other people, which is so vital at this point as an antidote to fear. So that's one way, engage with it. The other one is to move through it. So move through it with connection, but also move through it with connecting with your sense of purpose or meaning or passion. So one of the ways that I've kind of moved with the stress that we're experiencing is to actually engage in these types of things, putting out information about information that I'm quite passionate about, which is health and well-being. And so you can do that in any ways. One of the books that I encourage people to read is Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. He talks a lot about that in his book. Wayne Dyer is another person. There's lots of books about how you connect to these things and get connected to your purpose and meaning and sense of meaning in life. So that's what I've kind of done with the fears. Once I'm engaged in this type of stuff, all that stuff goes out the window, and I'm pretty present, and it seems to dissipate the fear. The last thing I wanted to talk about was how we can shift it. And one of the things I did yesterday that was so great was I connected with my friend, and I asked her, she's a master at prayer, and she's quite spiritual. So I phoned her and I said, listen, can we connect? Because I really value how you do prayer. And I'd like to do a prayer, and then I'd like to do a 10-minute meditation, which is more my thing. And then could we just do a couple of minutes of gratitude? And I'll tell you what, that was a huge way to shift out of the stress that was going on. And it literally took about 15 minutes. So gratitude journal, prayer, whatever, meditation, whatever kind of connects you, gets you quiet, gets you still, and also gets you more appreciative is really helpful. The last one, and the best one, I think at this time, is humor. I have a hard time connecting to humor sometimes, and I think it's a great way to dissipate fear, because it's kind of like, again, the antithesis of it. So I turned on Robin Williams. I couldn't really connect to him yesterday, but someone was telling me about him. But there's lots of stand-up comedians that you can get for free on YouTube. There's funny movies. And I've also attached for you at the bottom of this YouTube video is a link to a really funny, if you like dogs, a joke that's called A Message to the Two-Legged. And it's really funny, and my mom and I were cracking up over it the other day. So anyway, I hope those help. First and foremost, engage with it, get friendly with all our sort of negative feelings. It's what makes us human. And it actually helps us process that out of our body so it doesn't stick around and cause more dysfunction and pain in our body. We can also connect to our sense of purpose, so we can spend time away from kind of the fear and the negativity, and move into what we're passionate about and what we're connected to and what we can give back into the world. And then number 3 is shift it with gratitude and humor. So I hope that helps, and just stay tuned. Next time I'm going to have another exercise video that I hope you'll use and follow me. So we'll talk to you then.